promoted him on Twitter. We see women like Anita Sarkeesian being close to shamed off the internet and sent death and rape threats for sharing their feminism. We see these stories once it's too late. But what about the everyday online harassment? What about that ugly Snapchat you sent your friend with the intention of it being private, and now it's up on Facebook? And so it's just one photo. It's funny. It's just one mean comment. It's not a big deal. But when these micro moments happen over and over again over time, that's when we have a macro problem. We have to recognize these everyday instances as well, because if they go unchecked and the effects unnoticed, we are going to have many more Tyler Clementis. The effects aren't always easy to recognize. How many of you have noticed the notifications at the top of my screen? Yeah. And how many of you, like me, are bothered that they're not checked? Yeah. Okay, here, let me check them for you. Okay. Just one small example of what this can do to you. Maybe you simply cannot focus because your notifications are going off the handle and you need to check. That need eventually becomes addiction. Regarding social media, we are already experiencing impairments similar to substance dependencies. With every like, you get a shot of that feel-good chemical, dopamine. You gain more of that social currency. So what do we do to feel good? We check likes. Just one more time. We post. Just one more time. We're anxious if we don't have access. Save social. You see, everything I've talked about today has nothing and everything to do with social media. What do I mean? I mean, social media is neither good nor bad. It's just the most recent tool we're using to do what we've always done: tell stories and communicate with each other. You wouldn't blame Samsung Television for a bad TV show. Twitter doesn't make people write hateful posts. So when we talk about this dark side of social media, what we're really talking about is the dark side of people. That dark side that makes harassers harass, that insecurity that makes you take down a photo you were excited to share, that dark side that looks at a picture of a happy family and wonders why yours doesn't look like that. So as parents, as educators, as friends, as bosses, this dark side is what we need to focus on. We need preventative strategies and coping strategies so that when you have your low days, because you will, when you're questioning your self-worth, you never get as low as Tyler Clementi than the many others like him. Okay, Bailey, how do you find...
Okay, boys and girls. So very informative video. And I want you to pass up your sticky notes because I will be assessing you through those. Pass them up. Thank you. Now, can someone tell me one of the stress factors that was covered in the video? Yes, highlight reel. Highlight reel. And can someone share with me what the video said highlight reel meant? What they think it means? Yes, it is an accumulation of the good moments in your life and the best experiences of your life. Yes, just like in sports. And how many of you boys and girls are guilty of posting your highlight reels? I know I am. Yeah. When I graduated from college, I posted it because I wanted everybody to know that I got my degree, yes. But have you ever thought about how these highlight reels make other people feel? Yeah, it can make them feel sad. They start comparing themselves to you. Or maybe you do this too. You compare yourselves to others. And we have to understand, boys and girls, we have to understand that not everyone lives the same life. Not everyone is given the same opportunities and choices and chances that you are or that they are given. So you have to be aware of the things that you're thinking about yourself. You shouldn't compare your life to others because we never see what's behind the scenes. We only see the highlights of somebody's life, the good moments, the good experiences. We don't see the bad experiences because that's rare for someone to share how much work they're drawing in I know I used to be like that. When I was in college, my friends were getting married. They were having babies. They were buying houses. They were buying cars. And I was always like, well, why can't that be me? Instead, I'm over here writing a 10-page paper. But that's because I chose to go a different route. Those opportunities weren't offered to me because I didn't take them. And I didn't go the way they did. And same with them. So you shouldn't compare your life to others. Can anyone tell me the next stressor? Yes, social currency. And can anybody share with me what the video said social currency meant? Yes, it's like digital value, like likes and stuff like that. Yes, that is so true. So boys and girls, how does it feel when you get a lot of likes? It feels good, right? You're like, oh man, they like my picture, I'm famous. But what about when you don't get a lot of likes? How does that make you feel? It makes you feel sad, self-conscious, like the picture wasn't good. But it must have been a good picture. You liked it, you decided to post it. But why it not receiving the attention that you thought it would make? Why does it make you feel bad? Just because others don't like it, it made you feel like it wasn't worth sharing, right, boys and girls? And how does it affect your mood throughout the day? Makes you feel bad? Has anybody ever been guilty of taking down a photo that didn't get a lot of likes? I know I did one time, or a couple of times maybe. Yes, and we have to remember, boys and girls, these digital likes, these shares, these things aren't real. Well, they are real because they're happening, but they don't attribute value to us. They don't say how much we are worth. We are not numbers on a post. We are not shares on a post. We're not retweets or likes or favorites or happy faces, smiley faces, comments. We are none of that. We are ourselves. So we shouldn't let these likes determine how much we value ourselves. Because if we truly love ourselves, we wouldn't allow that to happen. Because we know how much we are worth. And I know how much you are worth. Okay, and my next question, are you constantly always reaching for your phone? Have you considered deactivating your social media? Yes. And why haven't you? Why haven't you done it? Why haven't you just pressed delete on the account? So simple. Because you don't want to miss out. And that brings us to our third stressor, FOMO, which is fear of missing out. And why are you afraid of missing out? You don't want to be left behind. You want your friends to think about you. You want to feel included. Yes, boys and girls, and this causes us to be stressed. When you see your friends at a get-together and you are not there because they didn't invite you. You're stressed. You feel some type of way. You feel hurt. And this causes you to be stressed because you weren't invited. And then our last stressor, social media stressor. Can anybody tell me what it is? It's one of the most important ones. Online harassment, yes. Social media is an outlet for us. It allows us to share jokes, it allows us to communicate with our friends, it allows us to be creative, watch videos of cats falling, kids falling, all kinds of things. But it also can be a terrifying experience for some people. Do you feel safe when you use your phone? Do you feel safe when you use social media? Yes? No? So I have some mixed answers. And why don't you feel safe? What are some factors that contribute to you not feeling safe? Identity theft, yes. People can steal your pictures. They can say that steal your profile picture, make fake profiles about you, and say you're this person over here in Canada when you're really over here in Texas. Like that, I've seen that happen to a lot of my friends, guys. What's another one? Cyberbullying. Yes, cyberbullying is a really big problem using social media nowadays. There's a lot of negative people and a lot of bad people on the internet, boys and girls, who say mean things and hurtful things towards people, but they say this behind a screen. And some of them might be people you know, and maybe some of you have even participated in cyberbullying. But you have to remember, boys and girls, saying things like this can affect you in the future. I've seen it many a times where famous people, celebrities, or people that just random people that I know tweeted something racist, or they said something that hurt somebody's feelings, and it affected them 10 years later. Well, they didn't think about it much back then because they're like, well, no one's even gonna see this. But that's not true, boys and girls. Every tweet, every like, every interaction you create on social media is tracked. It's called a digital footprint. From the moment you create your first account on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or you create your first email, you start creating a digital footprint. So anything you say or do or share or like can be tracked down. So these people that said these mean things, these racist comments, these hateful comments, this affected them 10 years later. They lost their jobs, they lost their friends, they lost all the opportunities they have. Many people lost their scholarships. They got kicked out of universities. So I want you to be careful with things you say on social media. I also want you to be careful on who you talk to and who you're friends with. What's one way we can increase our safety in social media usage? Yes, we can make our profiles private. I know I love doing that because I don't want any of y'all to add me. Yes, make our profiles private. You can deny or add who you know personally. That's true. What else, boys and girls? You can have your parents monitor your social media. I know some of y'all don't agree with that, but it's actually really good. Yeah. And what do you do when you encounter people who are mean and say meaningful, hateful comments? Do you interact with them? Yes, you block them. Block those people. Don't give them the attention they need. All right, boys and girls. So that's gonna be our 4 stressors for social media: highlight reel, social currency, and FOMO. FOMO and online harassment. I'm sorry. So now that we learned about what causes stress, I want us to focus on how we can reduce our stress without picking up our phone, without looking at a screen. And that's what we're going to do for our objective today. I want you as a group to illustrate 3 ways you can reduce stress without using social media or a phone. So 3 alternative activities, and one of these activities must be from a resource we used in class. So I'm about to play a video that will give you a bunch of ideas of what to do when you want to pick up your phone and what other things you should do instead of picking up your phone. So as a group, you're going to create 3 illustrations, yes. One of them must be from the resources used, yes. And then after you finish your illustrations, I want you to pick one. As a group, I want you to pick one that we will be adding to our free year stress wall. And as a group, you're going to come present it and tell us about the activity. And if you want, you can give us a small tutorial. If you don't want to, it's okay, on how to do it. So for example, I'm going to show you mine. Mine is breathing work. So you see, I have myself, this picture of me doing breathing work. It says inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And I do breathing work when I feel stressed or I feel overwhelmed, and when I feel like I have too much on my plate. I do this method. Instead of like picking up my phone, I do this, and it just helps me collect myself and collect my thoughts, and just help me be here in this moment. And it helps me and it reminds me that everything will be okay. And I just gotta take things one step at a time when I feel stressed. All right, boys and girls, go ahead and start your activity. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be glad to help you.